What's happening, guys? We are back looking at some Raid Shadow Legends, and we are looking at Chimera, okay? So we're going to look at team structure and creating a team. We're not on my account. We are going to look at one of my clanmates' accounts here today. So, the Vic, thank you very much for letting me have a look at your account. We're going to look at what he has done. Now, I'm comfortably one king. Well, comfortably is maybe a bit much, but I'm one king Chimera. And this is what the latest run was, 121 million. Five trials done. I can refine that and get more. I have the final War Master to get on Hatter and Mage, and I think that's it. And then I also have a blessing for Hatter that I can put onto him as well. So I'll definitely ramp that up to about 125, and we can definitely look at changing a couple of things on my team that could get us more trials as well. So I know one change I could make is actually removing Hatter and getting the likes of maybe even Farrakhan the Fat on there, because he brings us poisons as well as the ally attack and stuff like that. So a couple of things we can do on mine, but we're not here for me today. We are here for the Vic. And the Vic has done a very nice 89 million on Ultra Nightmare, okay? 75 coming from Ninja, and then bits and pieces coming from the rest. Hatter is putting up a good amount with that 5-star blessing and Brimstone. I'm not interested in making huge sweeping changes here. This is going to be about the little things on this team that we can change to just bring that damage level up to the 100 million mark, and maybe even up over it. And then it's just incremental gains to get where we need to be to breach that 112 million. Now, as you can see, my clan did not finish off Chimera this time around. We must have had some people sleeping on it, but we want to be getting that top chest, and we want to be getting that twice. So 112 million is the target. Let's go and have a look at his current team and see what we can do with them. So we had Ninja, Necmo, Mage, Hatter, and a few others. Is that his most recently? No, that's a shame. Okay, so Mage is the first one. Okay, so first things first. First thing we see there is that she is not in 9-piece protection. Very good that she is in the reflex set and is in the merciless as well to go again. So we have a chance to decrease a random skill's cooldown by 1 turn when dealing damage, and we have that chance as well with this. This may play against Mage in Chimera, okay? Because if you think about it, 2 of her, especially in a Ninja comp, which is what is running for the Vic, okay? So if you think about it, if her skills are getting refreshed fairly often, it may mean that she's using her A2 more often than she should be. If she's using her A2 more often than she should be, that's good for increasing the duration of the buffs, but it's not good for damage on the boss. So you could be missing out turns for Ninja attacking. So you'd be better off possibly in protection set. I don't think Feral would be a good shout for her, just because of, yeah, there's no debuffs on the Form 1, which is what you're primarily using in Chimera. And I full auto, guys, as well. I don't manual. So I would think getting rid of this and getting on the protection set train would be the good thing. And look, there is actually, you can put 9-piece protection on her. So that would be the way I'd go there. That's going to give you a 10% damage boost. And that will make, yeah, so if you can get it up to the 9-piece, 5% more damage per each buff placed by the wearer, and she places 2. Yeah, so 10%, I was right. So 10% damage buff all of the time with her on the team, okay? So that's one thing. put your buffers, if you can, in 9-piece protection to get that increase there, okay? Now, next up, we look actually as well with Mage. Rod of Blasphemy receives 2% less damage if under any debuffs. Really, with her for Chimera, I'm not interested. I don't know what we actually have, Vic. Ooh, some nice golden elixirs, which is extremely important. I do like that. I also like this, the Gilded Dragonstone. And I'd actually probably swap that around from those two, because the defense boost for Harima is quite good. Lots of the Gilded, or the golden elixir, really good pulls there. And Journal of Necrotos is actually very important for Chimera, I think, as well. And coming down here, we have one Ereti Coronet. So remember that's going to be important for later. 100% that's going to be important for later. That is where we can get a big improvement. Now, the Faction Wars one's Arachne Elixir as well. Stun debuff is no good, but 3 Arachne Elixirs. I am incredibly jealous of you, Vic. I have 2 Calvalax that would love those. And Gaze of Damnation, that's no good really for us for this. But some really good stuff in there that can be changed around for sure. There's opportunities there with some of the relics that I'm seeing. Okay, so that's Mage. Her relic, when in doubt, Golden Elixir or Gilded Dragonstone. There's nothing else there for her particularly powerful for Chimera, okay? Now, Hatter we'll look at next. So Hatter, Demonic Effigy. I would change this and put on Journal of Necrotos for the simple reason he boosts turn meter, and you're going to get more turn meter boost with this on. Okay, straight up, very, very simple change, but it means that over the course of the 65 boss turns, you're going to get more turns using Journal of Necrotos rather than a Demonic Effigy. I don't see any point in using this. You don't want your allies to die, so yeah, change over to Journal of Necrotos and use that. That would be my first thing there for him. Feral, 9-piece Feral set on Mad Hatter is extremely good. I really like this. This is very, very good here. If we look at his kit, the A1 strips, so that's good. And then he gets Hex and Weaken from the A2 and an ally attack and turn meter increase and buff increase from the A3. Sorry, the ally attacks on the A2. Yeah, so that is particularly good. He also heals on his passive by every 10 turns taken by allies. So that's the other reason why the Journal of Necrotos is the way to go with Mad Hatter. Definitely a big improvement there. You can see my thinking. Turn meter increase and healing. So if we look at Journal of Necrotos, a 15% increase to turn meter and heals applied to allies are boosted by 15%. So that's a no-brainer for me. Stick that on them and you're going to have much more success. We have War Master on already, and Brimstone is doing massive work already, so that's excellent. I really like the Feral set, especially we're getting a 10% damage boost from him. So that's incredibly good. Stick with that. Now, our next up was Necmo Tar, wasn't it? So looking at Necmo, and Necmo was probably the one that made change in this group in 9-piece protection as well, which is awesome. Okay, with Iron Will. Don't know about that blessing there. We only have 2-star though, so it's not hugely important. Molten Deathbell. That, I think, wait, let's see. That could be for the stats. Alright, that's possibly for the stats. We may need to re-roll this If we could reroll that and get accuracy, I'd just take that and not bother with the stats from that, because again, Journal of Necrotos would be the one I'd put on him. He's doing a lot of turn meter boosting, so why not take advantage of that and get more from it than you already are. So that's another way to go with him. Journal of Necrotos is going to give you more. Love the 9-piece protection. And then, there you go. Run him through Minotaur. Run him through Minotaur, or spend the gems, and you're going to be having happy days there, because you can go down either to War Master or to Eagle Eye, is it? Yeah, and get your accuracy there. You can also get your accuracy off these bits and Lore of Steel as well. So yeah, I'd go down both, and you can then choose, pick your poison. Do you want to go with War Master or with Eagle Eye? But yeah, improvements can be made on him, so that can possibly put you an extra, that could give you an extra million and a half there anyway. Just from War Master, if you choose to go that route, or if you put the Journal of Necrotos on him, you're going to have more turns completed by the end of the boss packing up and heading off. So that will also increase your damage output as well. Otherwise, that's a fantastic build at nearly 300 speed, 289 with the accuracy and the survivability in tow, in a 9-piece protection set on somebody that gives you how many? Increased speed. Oh, wait, actually. Yeah. So there's the thing. If you could get him in Feral, that would be much better. He only provides one buff from him. So, and that's the increased speed. So you do get a 5% increase off him. But if I had to choose between, actually, right, here you go. Switch his build with Makage's build. And I know the accessories don't line up or whatever. But that is far and away much better. If you have him in the Feral and you have Mikage in the protection, that's going to work out much better. That's actually, from what you have now, that's a 15% damage increase overall, which is huge. It also means that he'll be getting his skills refreshed a lot more, so he will boost the turn meter and get extra turns more as well. He'll be a bigger engine than you already have, including the Journal of Necrotos going on there. So that's something to look at. That is a big opportunity there. So we've had pretty much everyone there. We just need the damage dealer. Do we have one more support first? Where are we, Vic? Elva. I knew we were missing someone. I'm excited to see what Elva is bringing to the team. Somebody I do not have myself, but is an absolute brilliant champion. Okay, so Elva's in the 9-piece protection as well, which is incredibly good. So we're getting her with, how many buffs are we getting from her? There's no end to the amount of continuous heals she can put out, so that's a big increase from her. Block debuffs and increased speed, and increased attack, increased defense, and perfect veil. So you're getting a massive boost off Elva. So no notes there. She is in a brilliant set. But again, Rod of Blasphemy, no. So the only reason I can see this being on here is that it's leveled up to 9. By the way, this is food. Rod of Blasphemy, that's food for the next thing you want to level up. But 2% less damage if under any debuffs. You should always have block debuffs up, protected. You're in 9-piece protection. You're putting block debuffs up. AOE. You have Hatter and Mikage extending them. You should very, very rarely be getting any debuffs. The only thing that will be going on you is the unblockable one from the Necrosis, that's the only one that should be going on. So yeah, this definitely needs to change. Journal of Necrotos on here as well. Or actually, even because she is your reviver, I would be tempted to put on the guild, no, not the Gilded Dragonstone, the, what does this do? More reds. Okay, I'd be tempted to put on the Golden Elixir. Because you can't afford for your reviver to ever die, Golden Elixir or Journal of Necrotos onto her would be where I would go. This does nothing for you apart from the HP, so definitely go with Gilded Dragonstone, Golden Elixir, Journal of Necrotos. Yeah, it makes sense. So those are the ones to go for. Possibly even, no, not even that. But those are the ones. Those are the top three. There isn't anything else here that would tickle my fancy for her. She's in a really good build. I think you're missing a trick there with this on her instead of something else. But I like everything that's going on here with the masteries as well. So yeah, this doesn't need any change. There's only a couple of small changes there for each of them that will make them more effective. Does Elva turn meter boost as well? Does she? Okay, she doesn't turn meter, so it's just the healing. But you're moving that 10% up to a larger number as well. So that's reason enough to go with Journal over this. But yeah, I suppose with no turn meter boost on there, and the fact that you're going to have extended continuous heals, and you're going to have her passive healing. There'll be a lot of healing going on there, especially with the leech as well. You may not need it, so I would maybe change that and go with the elixir rather than the Journal of Necrotos. So elixir for her, and then for the speed return meter boosters, go with the journal. Okay, now finally we come to Ninja himself. Now if we look at the composition in its entirety, we have Ninja there, and Ninja is in 5, it has a 5-star blessing. If we look at this composition in its entirety, okay, let's have a gander at this. Where are we, Vic? Okay, so we have Hatter, we have Mage, Elva, Ninja, Nekmotar. What do we know? Actually, we need to talk about Nekmotar's blessing as well. So what do we notice about this? Okay, we have 2 of the same blessing on here. Now, it's not a bad blessing to have, but we don't need duplicate, and we don't need Ninja being the one to provide it, because Ninja has far better uses for his blessing spot than that, and I'll talk about them right now. Okay, so Crushing Rend, if he was 6-star, he isn't 6-star, so we can't go with that. Now, I like to build. We have our 6-piece Merciless, so nothing wrong with that. 234 speed, crit capped, over 300 crit damage, and nearly 6,000 attack. So nothing wrong with that, and the accuracy is there as well, which is important. Now, I do like to put Mage in the lead to get the extra 80 accuracy there, so that could possibly be lowered, but that's based on your own recognizance as well. So you could potentially get more damage out of him and lower that. So this could possibly be a damage banner instead. Do we have anything nice jump in the hand? So we have attack and speed and attack. For 74 attack, I don't think it'd be worth it, to be honest, but we can also level that up more. and use the glyphs on it as well, guys. So yeah, not too bad. The big thing here with Ninja is I would probably change that to, I myself have it on not Giant Slayer. I have it on Helm Smasher. Okay, we want to ignore more defense. We are getting ignore defense from, or we're getting the defense reduced from Makage's Blessing here. From him, we are getting reduced with cruelty as well at the moment. Okay, so with this, decrease target's defense by 2% per hit, up to 30% or up to 15% for bosses. Okay, so you're going to take the hit there, because Mikage only has that at 4-star. You're probably going to lower that to the 10% for bosses. You're going to switch over to Helm Smasher to do more damage. And then with this blessing here, you're going to change that over to, where are we? Nature's Wrath. Okay, so increases the damage inflicted by this champion for every debuff they successfully placed, except debuffs placed by gear sets. Okay, so that will bring him up to plus 15% damage as well. He does 75 million damage at the moment. With the extra 15, you're looking at roughly 10 million extra damage just from that change alone. Okay, now there'd be a bit of horse trading going on there, because you won't have as much defense reduction, but you will have more damage going on. You will still have most of the defense reduction, and you're going to have more turns going on from the other changes we have mentioned there as well. But we are not finished. So there is no relic on Ninja at all. So we need to change that. And the simplest one, I mean, you can get increased crit damage and a 20% chance of dealing more damage, or which you can increase by leveling it up and all that kind of thing. But I don't think any of those are a really good fit. There's only 2 that I would countenance putting on Ninja. And that is, where are we? Arete Coronet is 1 straight away. Wears damage increases by 1% each time they place a debuff. Stacks up to 30%. Okay, so you have the accuracy built on Ninja. So you're going to want to be using this, all right? Damage plus 1, so up to 32%. This one confuses me. I don't know if it means it increases faster or if it increases the cap. So that's an interesting one on the Arete Coronet. But then we would put the gemstones in. We have 1 for HP burn, don't we? Okay. Yeah, well, no, that's not it. Yeah, turn meter increase effects. Put that on everybody you can, really. And then for the triangular ones, do we have any? We don't have any. We really need a button to show equipped gemstones. That's my pet peeve here. But we definitely want to be switching him over to the Arete Coronet. That's going to give him a huge damage boost. Failing that, if you don't want to go with the Arete Coronet, what you could do is go with the Cat's Gaze. Okay, you're going to get your crit damage boost. You're going to get your ignore defense. And that's just going to be a much better... Yeah, it's going to be a much better relic for you. So either one of those 2. And as far as I'm aware, the one to go for is the Arete Coronet. So I'd be switching that over to him. You know, Ramantu isn't really a big damage dealer anyway, so I don't see any loss in switching that over and making Ninja way more effective at what he does. Okay, so I'd switch Arete Coronet over to him for sure. Now there are some triangular ones here. Yeah, that's no good. Yeah, you'd have to go through all of your things and find out what the best triangular ones are. No, there's a better one than that does increases your crit damage, and I can't find where it is. Yeah. Anyway, doesn't matter. So that would be my advice on how we can actually massively improve the scores for the Chimera team, because the team is in place. The team is really good. I really like the team, but there's a few small changes that are going to have massively impactful results for you if you were to change them. Now, I did mention about about Nekmotar possibly being one that I would change. So if we look at my own team, Krisk is who I have on in the Nekmotar spot. All right, so it's basically the same team. Raka is the Elva of my team. Krisk is the Nekmotar. So I don't have a second turn meter booster. It's just Hatter. Raka does have a turn meter boost, but it's weird. It's only once every 3 turns or something like that. It's not great. But Krisk does provide a whole lot more as well. So let's look at options for that other spot as well instead of Nekmo. Do we have Krisk actually? We do. Okay. So Krisk is an option there for sure. This is good, but again, Golden Elixir is better. Yeah, Golden Elixir is better than this. I did have, I tried Diadem of Undeath, and I also tried the Black Fan, which I don't think you have anyway. But the Black Fan basically means that you take less damage from. Where are we? Black Shroud fan. There we go. I thought it was epic. That's why I didn't see it there. Yeah, so I've tried out Diadem of Undeath and Black Shroud fan. Neither one of them are as good as having the Golden Elixir on there to boost your health back up when you reach 50% health. So I would put that on. Krisk, to my mind, is the good choice there. So I'd swap him out instead of. And actually, because we had Nekmo in 9-piece, we had Nekmo in 9-piece protection set, so it makes way more sense to put Krisk in this than it does to have Nekmo turn it, because Krisk is going to give you, let's see, Krisk is going to give you ally protection, continuous heal goes on himself, so that doesn't count. And he's going to give you increased speed as well. So you're gaining 5% anyway with him. Now, just even thinking of that, you've no decreased defense on the current squad so putting Krisk in there also gives you decreased attack, decreased defense, decreased speed, and another ally protection and buff extension. So that is what I would do with that. And he does not have to be masteried up. So I'd switch him out with Nekmotar and just switch their gear over. It looks like he's definitely built for Hydra. I can see that. But I would be switching him for Nekmo and switching the gear around and switching the Diadem for a Golden Elixir. You're going to be much more survivable. You're going to have an extra damage boost from the protection set, and you're going to have decreased defense, which I'm struggling. I'm actually very impressed at the amount of damage you've done with no decreased defense there. Oh no, it's coming from Ninja's A1. Okay, so you'll have a more consistent decreased defense, because Ninja only does it with 45 boosting to 60% chance of decreased defense. So you'll have it and you'll have Krisk's, and you'll have that decreased attack always up as well. So yeah, that's all my recommendations. That's a bit of a longer video, but there's a lot of recommendations there that you can use to boost your account. And yeah, that's it. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's any changes that I missed that would put this to the next level. And just, yeah, any thoughts, anything, comment below. And like and subscribe as always. I've been daithiraids. Take care. Bye bye.